All right, beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful,
so we're
beautiful.
being inhumane.
And there, you can look at yourself and be all self-conscious.
I think we're set on ours. So we got you set up. Hopefully. Oh, Candy.
All right.
Okay.
I'm taking my shoes off today, and I'm just relaxing.
Sounds good.
Sounds like
You know, you do better work
Dream.
with no shoes. I noticed in a lot of things. Shoes just, I mean, not hiking, but
You don't hike barefoot?
I did once, and it didn't end well. I'm not ever going to do that again. Oh no, I did. Sure enough.
Gotta build those calluses up.
Well, I was young and dumb, and I said, who needs shoes and a shirt? And away I went. And it just didn't end well. So now I always wear shoes on hikes.
Candy. Bye now. Down.
Who knew?
Down. Good
Who
girl.
knew?
Good girl.
And on that note,
Well, how else are you going to learn if not the hard way?
read the instruction manual.
Okay,
I'd
well,
say.
and it is all in the field manual.
That's right.
You would not
Right.
go out without your shoes on.
Out your shoes. You're not like a Kenyan marathon runner
Completely
across the
disregarded
Sahara.
everything I knew and went without shoes.
And so, welcome to the Cheatcast.
Alright, yeah. Started off with a good story.
There
Yeah,
it is.
that was a good
So
story.
we've got Chris and Jen here with us from Piggyback Treats, right? Very nice. Tell us a little bit about Piggyback Treats.
So, Piggyback Treats Company has a goal to reduce food waste. What we do
I like
is,
it already.
It's a lot of fun. We piggyback with other businesses and small family farms. We take usable byproduct, human grade byproduct, that would have gone to waste, and we make that into healthy treats for pets.
Very nice. Very nice. So this is an upgrade for me just sharing the milk in my cereal bowl with the cat then.
Yeah, it's the same concept but on a bigger scale.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's awesome. What got you into this?
Well, Candy and Darwin, Candy the chocolate lab and Darwin the little guy here, definitely they were an inspiration. But also I'm a chef. I've been cooking for 17 years.
Ooh.
And in the food industry there's so much waste, so much food waste. And I also grew up on a small farm.
Right.
And throughout my life I've always wondered what more can we do with these things that we're throwing away. And so Piggyback Treats was born. Yes. And it didn't have the name Piggyback Treats. In the beginning, I wanted to make dog treats. I knew it had to be different and it had to be meaningful. I had the idea of using food waste in my head, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to call it or how I was going to finish developing the concept. And then, as I was training with Candy and Darwin one day, and they did their most famous trick, it really clicked and occurred to me that it should be Piggyback Treats Company, because they piggyback. And
There
it just
it
made
is.
so much sense.
Logical.
Yes,
Very logical.
yeah, it made sense.
So they named the company.
They did.
They did.
Yep. And they like to go with us around the city and meet people and show off their trick
And piggyback?
and piggyback and get lots of love.
Yeah, that is frowned upon in OSHA, especially during fire alarms. Piggybacking.
Piggybacking.
That is fantastic. Yeah, that is excellent. When I first met Chris at the Tai Chi class over at the VA, he was telling me about the mission to this whole thing, and I instantly fell in love with it. The idea of conservation and getting rid of a lot of food waste. I can imagine. I mean, you were in the Navy. You know how much food gets wasted, like going out in the field, and Dave was also in the Army. I was shocked. I remember coming back from the field and dumping all of our sea rats into the dumpster. Like, didn't even try to do anything with it, and just, it made me feel dirty on the inside. I still feel dirty about it. Your textile is hard at work. Good.
Right. It would be easier for them to throw it away than to recycle it, I guess. You guys are taking that further and recycling it
Yeah.
into something useful,
Yeah.
which is what should be done. Yeah.
And the hardest part is taking it a step farther apart. So a lot of these businesses and the farms, they don't know who needs it or what to do with it, and they feel terrible and sick on the inside throwing these things away too. So it's really great. I mean, the hardest part for us is sourcing the byproducts. Just going out and finding the farms and finding the businesses who have usable ingredients that haven't gone bad, that are human grade quality. That's really the hardest part. And then making the trip to go pick up when they have things available and making the time in our schedule to use it immediately so that it doesn't go bad, before we can make it into treats. So that is really the hardest part. The easy and fun part is is coming up with new ideas and meeting the people and going out and bringing these guys with us.
Wow. That's fantastic. So you have like all different varieties of treats, flavors,
Yeah.
snacks, species, I would
Yes.
assume.
Yes, we make treats for cats and dogs both. And about everything else in between too.
Really?
So,
the
yeah.
guinea pig?
Yeah,
Really?
yes.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah,
eat
one
it.
of
I'm
our-
sold.
One of our out of stock treats right now, which will be in stock in a month or so. It's dehydrated pumpkin, and we get pumpkins from farms after Halloween. We take what's left in the fields
Right.
that would have gone to waste. Often farmers will feed them to their livestock if they have livestock, or they'll just pile them up and wait for someone to come take them. So we take them. We cook them down. I cook them in a crock pot, several crock pots. Cook them down, strain out the seeds. We use the flesh that's been cooked down in our pumpkin bones. We use the seeds in our pumpkin seed incentive training treats. And then we also dehydrate strips of pumpkin,
Wow.
which is like a fruit jerky, fruit leather for pets. Yeah.
So you could use any type of produce, like lettuce,
I haven't had the
Spinach.
opportunity to use lettuce yet. I could easily use spinach. Lots of ideas always are circulating through my mind. And I love when people approach me and say, I have this byproduct. Our farm throws away truckloads of zucchini because we can't sell it fast enough. And that's when I get to be creative and, be the chef and figure out recipes. And it's fun. It's so much fun. And it feels really, really good. Knowing that we're preventing things from being wasted.
Absolutely.
and putting them to good use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
At least stretching it out even farther. You know, you
Yeah.
get so many people that have these farms that do produce and meat and all that. They can only use so much of it, so we stretch it just that much farther instead of letting it just go to a compost pile and
Right.
building up gases and taking up land space.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've kind of tapped into a source where it's like, today people love their pets just as much as their kids, and
Sometimes more so.
Sometimes more so.
Because they
Yeah.
better behave.
Yeah,
They listen a little bit
you
better.
don't argue.
But people have gotten to a point where they do that with their pets, and they want to give them the best. And what better way to give your pet the best treat at such a good cause?
So it's kind of like farm to table. You go to the farm and
Yeah.
collect it,
Oh, yeah.
and then bring it home and
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah, like she said, it's our hardest part of our job is sourcing this stuff. We will look online all day long. We'll find the farmers. We'll find the butchers. We'll find the companies like juice bars and breweries that have this excess byproduct that they're literally paying either to pay to be taken away or just they're throwing it away. And we just reach out to them and we literally just say, hey, we have a solution to your problem. And we'll do it for free.
I mean, this seems like just axiomatic, very, very much so. You go to a restaurant, you go to a butcher, you go to a farm, and say, "Hey, this is what we do." Do you ever get kickback from that, or are people like, "Nah, I don't want your services," or yeah.
Weirdly enough, occasionally we call farms and they're like, not interested. And I'm like, wait a second. You haven't even heard what I want to do. So, a lot of these farms that we work with, the small family farms, they have things like heart, tongue, liver, kidney, tendons, parts that are human grade byproducts, but they just don't have, their customer base is small and they just don't have people buying those things. And often they throw them away, very often. So that's where I try and contact as many small farms as possible so that I can let them know I'm going to buy it from you. I'll buy it from them. I'll pay them an acceptable, great price per pound for their byproducts so that they're making more money for their hard labor and they're not wasting the animal. And it feels really good.
Absolutely.
It's great.
That's a heck of a mission.
Mm-hmm.
It's just awesome.
a
I'm still
win-win.
sort of watching
Oh,
your glow.
Yeah.
You do Bucks County farms a lot, or Chester County? Which?
Oh,
We've
we've reached out to upstate New York, down in Maryland, New Jersey. We
Farms
just
across Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
New York State, Maryland.
But you have to go get it.
Yeah.
we have to
That's
actually go
so,
get it.
yeah.
The starting phase of the company, obviously this kind of work is going to be there that you have to do. I just look at it as these are the growing pains. These are the footwork, to something larger. And like you were just saying, Marcus, about how you're still kind of like washed over. Like when we first started thinking about the company and where it's going to go, you know, she originally just had the idea of like, I want to make treats out of usable byproducts that we rescue from being thrown away. But in the last year of all the positive reviews and feedback from our clients that are now regulars here in the city, we're starting to realize the bigger picture and what Piggyback Treats can be on a national, and you can even say global, if you wanted to, because what this company offers is it is a solution. It's something that helps out the small businesses and family farms who need that kind of savings or that little extra, and then we bring it back and say, hey, guess
kind
what?
of jealous right now.
You can use this. So it's really nice to see the reality of what it actually can be.
It can actually grow to a global.
Yeah. You know, like we have a great plan of seeing Piggyback Treats nationally go into regions throughout the, you know, coast to coast borders work.
Yeah, it would be really, really great to see a northeast, a southeast, a northwest, and a southwest, and maybe a couple central locations as kitchen facilities run by real chefs who are developing creative recipes using these regionally rescued ingredients. And I just think that would be great. Once we can get the whole model solidified and it makes sense and it's flowing and it works well, I would see no reason why we wouldn't be able to take it outside of our country. I think it would be really cool.
So you're envisioning a local, sustainable support on the economy, but then also in the commercial market, and then across coast to coast, if not across the ponds as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
So that's what you think about when you're like dehydrating
Yes.
fish kids.
Yes.
Yeah,
When we're in our house that's surrounded by all the business stuff, and we have no living room left and no real kitchen left anymore. And we're the ones doing the work, and that's what we think about.
Yeah.
Someday there's going to be more jobs for more people.
That's right.
And
I see.
you know, we'll be rescuing food waste by truckloads instead of by 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
It's fun to see us bring in this byproduct from you know, the breweries and the farms and you know, the juice bars and stuff. And you look at it for a second and you're thinking, man, this was literally on its way to the trash.
Yeah.
You know, like that was it. You know, if a juice bar juices the apple and they have the pulp sitting there, it's like people don't realize that it goes right to the trash or compost. And here we are looking at it going, we're about to turn this into a product that is awesome and that people are gonna love.
And most of the time when these businesses have something like this they're throwing away, if it can go to compost, they have to pay to send it to compost.
Right.
And the compost companies will come pick it up from them, but they're still paying for that.
Right.
So we'll come pick it up, but we're not, you know, you don't need to pay us.
Uh-huh.
We'll take it from you. And then a lot of these places too, we'll turn around, we'll make it into a treat, and we'll give them a discount on our wholesale pricing so they can sell the treat made using their ingredients in their location. They get a discount on that price, and then they sell it back, making money back on an item they were gonna throw away.
Gotcha.
Or spend money on to get rid of. So it really is great.
Trash to cash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great
I
thing.
think that's the national slogan, isn't it?
It's about to be if it's not.
That's fantastic.
Might branch a business off of that idea and be like, hey, so we're the company that sources all this stuff out for Piggyback Treats. So trash to cash, we'll pay you for your
Trash to cash.
byproduct.
When we run for office, that should be our slogan. Trash to cash.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be cool to see.
Tell me you wouldn't vote for a person with that on their poster.
Right.
I know a lot of people in Fishtown that would go for it.
Absolutely.
Have you guys from
Absolutely.
Fishtown?
No.
Where you're living?
No.
We're out of Chestnut Hill.
Chestnut.
We do everything right out of our house. Originally, where we're from, I come from the West. I was born and raised mostly in Sacramento, California.
Wow.
And then
West Coaster.
my family ended up migrating to southern Oklahoma, and then from there I decided I thought I made the best decision in the world to enlist. It was only a few months later where I realized that it wasn't the best. But
Well, it takes a couple months to realize that you.
I've made mistakes.
Too late.
yeah.
You gotta finish it up.
But it was great, and I just kept going east. So I ended up in Virginia, and after a few years of that, got out, went to school for a little bit, realized I'm not ready for college, and then I ended up back here in the East in Pennsylvania, and found myself doing dog treats.
Wow.
I see a big market in Virginia.
Yeah.
My children live there, and it's big. And
Yeah.
Everybody's got dogs, there's a lot of farms, and that's just one state, so.
Oh, yeah.
It's everywhere.
Oh yeah. The great thing about our concept, the whole business plan and foundation is, you can't go anywhere without seeing some kind of fresh byproduct that's being thrown away.
Uh-huh.
It's everywhere.
It is.
Do you look at major users like universities or restaurants?
There
And,
yet.
We haven't gone that far
I'm
yet.
still trying to figure out a way that we can start on a small scale working with restaurants in our neighborhood. And once we do that for a little bit, it'll be easier to see it on a bigger scale.
gotcha.
But it is particular when it comes to a place like a restaurant because we can't use something that has been seasoned.
Ah,
So
Must
it
be
would have to
fresh.
be something that's a byproduct before they make it into something else.
gotcha.
So, like zucchini tops and bottoms, or zucchini peels, or carrot peels, even tops and bottoms of carrots. You know, anything that they're trimming off that is a vegetable I can use.
You can turn a carrot into a treat
Oh, yeah.
without breaking any patents. Walk us through the process.
So, well, I would start, I've had in my mind, I haven't tried any recipes yet, but I've had like a vegetable soup sort of treat in my head, baked into a treat, but with vegetable soup flavors. So I was picturing things like carrot peels, zucchini, maybe beet peels, sweet potatoes, things like that, chopped up into small pieces so you can put them in a food processor and just grind them up. And I would probably stick with also using spent grains from the brewery we work with. So there's another rescued ingredient in the treat as well. Maybe do a little like chicken stock in there, and I can easily get chicken parts from some of the farms we work with to make my own, which would be the best way to do it. Yeah, add a little bit of, maybe some whole wheat flour if it's a spent grain treat, or if it's a grain-free or whole grain-free treat. Make it gluten-free with brown rice flour, which is my favorite flour to use. It bakes really nicely.
I feel like I should turn around and let him like beat on my back.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's not a bad idea. She's really she's also good at stomping too.
Is
So
she?
you can
She's worked on
lay,
my back a couple
lay down
times.
and yeah.
So she could help in the kitchen separating the beet top.
Oh yeah,
her?
she actually does a great job of
Yeah.
cleaning the floors.
Besides being the model of the company, one of the
Yeah.
models, she's also one of the Q&A
Anything.
quality assurance
Sure.
contesters.
If
So
she cleans the floor.
Oh, yeah.
She's
So you don't taste the snacks?
So that's one of the cool things about our business. Another cool thing about our business plan is we claim the idea of human grade quality.
Okay.
So this is stuff that people can eat. Like
Right.
people have grown up and eat. Your grandfather probably
Right.
grew up eating it. Yeah, people from hundreds of years were eating this stuff because it is actually good product.
Right.
Beef heart is solid meat. It's
Yeah.
all protein. Same with liver. Same with the tongue. You can eat beer grains after they're brewed. They're very sweet. I do it all the time.
They smell so good.
They smell
Like
wonderful.
toasted.
Is that like
Oh.
hops used?
Not hops.
No hops.
No. So
But the
before,
grain.
yeah, the grain. After they're done with the grain, then they add the hops. But we get it before the hops, and it's literally just awesome grains, and they're
Right.
so sweet smelling. They taste sweet.
Really?
We pick them up and they're warm still.
Yeah.
And it just smells amazing. I want to make more than just dog treats with it. If I had time, I'd be baking bread and
Yeah.
doing all kinds of other, maybe making crackers with it. But I'm out of time. It's all given to the dog treats right now.
So when you ask is this something that you would eat? I've eaten more than half of our. I've tried more than half.
If it's not meat based, because I'm a little creeped out by the liver, heart, and
Yeah,
tongue
yeah.
flavors. But if it's not meat based, I'll try it. Peanut butter bone actually tastes amazing.
Yeah, it's
And
a
if there was
butter bone.
honey in it, it would be a really great whole grain cracker.
butter beer bone.
Yep, peanut butter
But
beer bone.
I've tried the liver.
These dogs are eating better than me.
Eating pretty good.
What is that?
that's good
I'm
stuff.
living off protein shakes and bagels.
Oh, no.
They're eating beets and.
Well, they look so healthy, and they are, so it shows they're eating good stuff.
Yes, they're well fed, that's for sure.
Oh boy, oh boy.
People often say like, wow, their coats are beautiful.
Oh,
They're in such great shape. And I'm like, well, they're fed well.
they are.
We can do this too.
Oh, absolutely. So
Support Piggyback
nutritious, tasty,
Sustainably
Yes.
sourced.
sustainably sourced, locally
Mm-hmm.
grown.
Yep.
Yep, 100%.
recycling,
Yeah.
something that needs to come back in the system.
Mhm.
Which is why you have a Kickstarter
Yes.
Yep.
going
yep,
on.
Kickstarter.
So tell us about the Kickstarter.
All right, so the Kickstarter is focused on raising $10,000. We're looking to purchase a building that we can put on site where we collect fish skins in upstate New York during their salmon season,
Okay.
sport fishing season.
So you're like the bear out there on the,
Yeah.
the banks.
Yeah, exactly.
grabbing salmon.
Almost, yeah.
For the last several years,
I
like,
know, I do.
even before I had Piggyback Treats Company making Piggyback treats, I was going to the fish cleaning stations up there and giving them a 5-gallon bucket, and they would throw the skins in the bucket, and at the end of the day, we'd pick it up and clean them and, dehydrate them and give them to our dogs and our friends' dogs. And so that was really the treat that started the idea for me. I can use food waste. I can make it into healthy treats for pets. And seeing these salmon skins, I mean, salmon fishing is huge in upstate New York. A lot of people don't know that. But then there's this sect of fly fishermen who come from all around the country just to fish right there.
Even the
It's really
world.
intense. The salmon come up the river to spawn.
Right.
And so it's the end of their life cycle, which makes it a little bit better. Some people don't like the idea of fishing or hunting or killing animals, but after these fish spawn, they die naturally anyway. And they literally litter the riverbanks.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
So the fishermen are catching these fish at the end of their life cycle. It's a legal sport fish, so it's done properly and it's regulated by the state. You can't sell the fillets, so it won't be something that's overwhelming the population of fish. So it's just a sport fish, but they take their fish to these cleaning stations, and often they have the skin removed. In addition to the belly meat too, they'll have the belly meat cut off because it's the fattiest part, and a lot of people don't like to eat it. And they're filling these 55-gallon barrels that go to the dump. They have to daily, multiple barrels per day. And this is just one cleaning station that I've had the opportunity to work with over the years, and there are many more in town. But they pay to send them to the dump, and then they just sit there. So knowing that we can collect something that the dogs love, they just each had a fish skin, salmon skins, and they love them, and they didn't leave any crumbs behind. It's their favorite treat. But knowing that they can have something like that, it's really, the hardest part is collecting them, but the work to make it into a treat isn't that bad. We dehydrate for about 24 hours after we wash them. We wash them with cold water and vinegar, takes the slime off the outside. And then we just dehydrate them. I know, for about 24 hours. So electricity, it uses some electricity. We've switched to an electric company that's wind power to try and keep things sustainable all around. We're in the process of converting all of our packaging to compostable bags. We want to keep it well-rounded and make sure that we're not leaving anything behind. If our goal is to reduce waste, then we want to do that fully. But the salmon skins are amazing. Our Kickstarter is aimed to buy a building. We're really going to purchase a building to set up right there so we can dehydrate right there, rather than transport back and forth by 5-gallon buckets. Well, our hope is to take them by the barrel.
So keep you more in line with the sustainable, locally sourced model.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know the same thing happens with the shad in the Delaware. You go up to the northern Delaware, when they spawn, they die and they're floating there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a possibility with not going
We'll
so
have to
far.
look
There's
into
a
it.
lot of them.
Yeah.
What happens? I mean, if
They
without
spawn.
your intervention, do the corpses just come back downstream and?
They'll
it
basically
smells.
just naturally.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
They'll
animals come out and eat them.
they'll eat them. They'll get eaten. They'll naturally decompose
Right.
into the world and then dissipate.
We heard through the grapevine, and I don't know how true this is, but it's kind of creepy, that a bunch of vans, white vans, come up from Chinatown in New York City, and that they collect the salmons off the riverbank, which is kind of creepy. So if you're brave, go to Chinatown and order some salmon.
Look for the white vans.
Yeah.
Where you get that fish ball soup, you always wondered what that was. Now we might know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So that might account for some of them disappearing, but I think nature has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hashtag Chinatown, I guess.
Wow.
But the whole idea of opening this dehydrating station is going to also help us with the demand that is for the fish cans. It's our most popular treat that we have on our line. You know, and when people come and they see it, they're not seeing the normal one where they roll the skin up into like a giant stick and then it's like you're gonna eat the stick.
Or they compress them. They'll use cod skins.
Yeah,
They'll like
cod
compress
skins.
them or roll them up.
Our salmon skins are like literal chips. They're
Really?
like these nice big, actually I'll show you. We brought a jar of what we have left. This is it.
Uh-oh, everybody got
Yeah.
excited.
There we go.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So we literally get them, and if there's extra meat on it, we'll kind of trim them up a little bit so they dehydrate a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But right there is one of them, and this is how it literally dehydrates, and it's completely dry. And honestly, if you like the smell of salmon, these things are actually quite delightful.
They smell pretty fishy.
Yeah, well, they smell fishy,
smell
but
pretty
You go first, Marcus.
I'm good. I'm good.
Candy's anxious.
and but yeah,
It's
these things are really great, and the dogs just crunch it up, and it's a wonderful treat for them to get. It comes with so many great nutrients, omega-3 for the most part.
Yeah.
So you are getting your fish oil.
Your fish oil. Oh god,
Okay,
Dave.
yeah.
Stop with the fish oil.
Well, I'm just saying.
You are.
That's
You're
a good
getting
idea.
you're getting natural omega-3s.
Right.
You're
Does
getting
it
all.
mean if we give these back?
Yeah, don't worry,
You
they
look so pathetic.
get it all the time.
Oh my goodness.
But
Like,
yeah, they get their
great,
omega-3s, they get all their nutrients and minerals that come out of this, and the benefits of having this is great for the dog. Like,
Right.
it's great for their coat, it's great for skin allergies, it's great for joints.
These guys certainly look
Yeah, they're
very
gorgeous.
healthy. I mean,
You know,
Absolutely gorgeous.
it helps with eye vision. It even has a concept to help with brain functionality. So, you know, and this is also this is also a really great treat for cats too. We actually get them thin enough to where when we dehydrate it, you can cut it with a pair of scissors and give them a little like strip, and it's almost like a rawhide for a cat.
Really?
And they actually like it. And we actually get so many more treats out of this skin. We'll grind it up into a powder, and we sell a product called Salmon Sprinkle.
Okay.
And it's a food additive for cats and dogs. So if you're
You
dog,
sprinkle it.
you just
Little
sprinkle a little bit
seasoning
on
on
there.
their
It's like
food.
seasoning
Nice.
for their
Yeah.
food. It helps out if your dog is not eating like you want him to. This is a nice little, you know, push to get him to go for
There
it.
you go.
gourmet dog food.
Gourmet
Spoonful of
dog.
sugar.
There you go.
Yeah, spoonful of sugar.
Right.
But they're really great. They look amazing when they're displayed, and yeah, people buy these up, and we just cannot keep them on the shelf. So
So that's your big seller then.
this is our big seller, and the dehydrating station is literally going to bump production up to where we can start meeting the demand of everybody that comes to us. And they're like, do you have your fish cans? Do you sell in bulk? And some of the great perks from our Kickstarter are around the skin.
Every perk.
Every perk
Yeah,
is
some of
around
the
our
fish
skins,
Okay.
and they're really good ones in there. Like you're gonna feel good when you pledge, and you're gonna get an awesome reward for it. So.
That's awesome. We'll put the link in the description of this video so that everybody knows exactly where to go.
We're almost
That's what you
halfway
guys-
through the campaign.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man.
scary.
It's very scary.
There's been some sleepless nights,
Oh, I can
but we
imagine.
still have hope. I
Because
mean,
you're doing an all or nothing
yeah,
campaign,
it's
right?
all or
Yeah.
nothing. I mean, we don't have. I don't want to say we don't have anything to lose if we don't, you know, complete the campaign. Our plans will just be put on hold till next fall.
Right.
Because salmon season really just lasts through October, and if we're lucky, into early November. So we were hoping to have a kitchen set up now, like get it going now. But that's fine. Like if it doesn't work out, we'll do it next year. But really, like the barrels are just going to waste. So we're actually driving up this afternoon to New York.
Oh,
We're gonna bring a trailer with us and put buckets on it and bring them back.
Cool.
Load it up with fish skins, bring them back.
very nice.
So
Very nice. New York. So how far up?
4.5
You guys
to
go.
5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Depending on traffic and speed, we're gonna be on a trailer with our soon-to-be dehydrator
Yeah.
that we're converting into one, and we're gonna take it easy. on the
What's
work.
that? 87, 85,
81.
81. There you
81,
go.
yeah.
Okay.
81.
Takes you up
Up
there.
through Binghamton, above
Yep.
Binghamton?
Yep. Yeah. You
North
go
of
through
Syracuse.
North of Syracuse.
North of
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's headed towards Fort Drum. That's
Yep.
that's what I was
Right.
thinking.
It's actually
yeah, yeah.
right there by
Yeah.
Fort Drum.
Yeah, is it
Ah.
really?
Fort
Just
Drum.
south.
Your old
Yeah.
alma mater.
Yeah, Pulaski.
Oh, that place. Ugh.
Yeah. The
Winters.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, when the snowbanks get up over 6 feet, I never thought I'd see something that amazing before.
It is really
So you have to go out in the field in it, and then it becomes a whole nother
Yeah, it comes
level
out.
of hell.
Yeah.
You understand why the bottom of hell was cold. In the inferno.
Well, the hell that I went through was hot. So, yeah, cooling off was kind of hard. But yeah, the Kickstarter is actually really great. We're really looking to pull this off.
Absolutely.
And meet the goal. And you know, we have a lot of people that love this concept. You know, and that's the reason we started the Kickstarter, because we had so many people come by our table going, "This is such an amazing idea. You guys should be on Shark Tank." And you know, it's a wonderful concept idea. Like Shark Tank would be amazing to be on, but we're just not there
Yeah,
yet.
we're only a year in,
Yeah.
and neither one of us studied business. And we
You've
don't
only been
know-
doing this for
we
a
don't-
year.
Yeah.
Like as Piggyback Treats selling to the public, Piggyback Treats as a concept has been formulated over probably about 6 years in my mind, and yeah. But neither one of us studied business, and we don't know how to talk financial lingo.
Right.
So we're learning.
No one
We're
does.
gonna
They
pick
make
it
it
up.
all
and
up as
Yeah.
they go.
once we figure out what all those words mean, we'll start planning for Shark Tank.
Yeah, but I mean, we are getting some great results out of this company in the last year. You know, we keep track of the numbers. We're learning as we go on, you know, what it's costing us compared to what, you know, we're bringing in.
Yeah.
And we're getting some great analytics and statistics off of this. And from what we're seeing, people can't get enough.
Right.
So
Are you working with any animal groups?
we've done a
At
couple.
least for exposure?
We've done a couple shows with like a cat rescue.
Mhm,
What was it? Spay and Save.
Mm-hmm.
Spay and Save. We did a one with them
Kelly's cats.
and Kelly's cats.
For cat people.
For cat
You
people.
know they brought the
The
brought the
dog.
dogs. Dogs are
Should have brought a
okay.
cat too.
I know, we should have brought
Dogs
Andy.
are okay.
But yeah, we've done a couple, and we've had a lot of people that have been interested in us as well. So they're
Right.
like they're reaching out to us a lot. Like, hey, we want to work with you. We want to work with you.
Cool.
So we're trying to figure out a way to make that happen a little easier and more streamlined, and yeah, to get that exposure. So,
Awesome.
but we do a lot of city events.
Right.
Fishtown, Northern Liberties, so far, East Falls,
Oh
man.
yeah, Chris said Fishtown earlier. They love us. That's
Yeah.
Oh, I
our
can
favorite
imagine.
neighborhood to go to.
I can imagine.
Everyone there is on board with
Yeah.
reducing waste in general. Like they love it, and that's just our favorite place to go. So
Should get a display demo over at Frankfurt Hall.
Ooh,
Good idea.
yeah.
You know.
yeah,
Because they work with the Science Festival every year. They work with
Yeah.
a bunch of citywide events. If you could get in there.
I mean,
And everybody gets very liberal with their wallets once the beer
Oh, yeah.
starts to flow.
Right.
So
right? People
And you
like
can-
knowing they're doing good.
that's why there's
too.
always booze at these events. I'm telling you.
And you can use the grain, so.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So you don't
That's
have to
right.
waste the grain.
So
Yeah.
breweries are looking for you guys.
Yes.
I mean,
This is your guy, right?
yeah, seriously, we need you for some networking.
The beer trail will follow along and pick up the grain.
Yeah.
Just different from a beer run, right?
But you know, I mean, and honestly, it's everywhere we go. People
Yeah.
love our concept. You know, Fishtown has been really great,
Yeah.
but so is East Falls, so is
Yeah.
Mannion.
Yeah, I can imagine
Northern
Mannion.
Liberties.
Yeah.
We did a show outside of the city for the first time last weekend in Harrisburg, and it was a little weird because
Nobody knew who we
nobody
were.
knew who we
Yeah.
were, so we were starting over again. You know, so
Yeah.
we were kind of nervous, like, how do we do this? But once we started doing it, there were so many people that were just like, I love
Right.
the idea. You're not just another dog treat company.
Right.
You're actually doing something that is good on all fronts.
Yeah.
And so we picked up a couple. We picked up one wholesale account, but there's two others that are very interested in this. So.
That's awesome.
Oh, and a guy in New York is interested now in Manhattan.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's
Can
lots
make
of.
it there.
It's so
You can make it
exciting.
anywhere,
There's lots of.
That's
good
right.
things.
That's what Frank told me.
Yeah.
So.
Me and old Blue Eyes go way back. Frank actually went to high school with old Blue Eyes.
Did.
Nice.
He taught me how to sing and dance.
You ever demo for people?
Could, I will, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd like to see a podcast of that.
Yeah, I think so.
Next week.
Did they have cameras back then?
Wind up.
Those were the golden days of Hollywood. Oh, that's good stuff.
Okay.
So, tell us about you guys. How'd you meet? And if there's some like mail order sailor thing, you can leave that
That's
out. You can
hilarious.
skip right over that.
We met working on private yachts. Chris
On
is the,
private yachts.
Yes, yeah.
Port de
Literally,
Loire.
yeah, literally on that scale. You know,
Really?
Monocle style.
Oh, I bet. Hey, Betsy! Betsy! Where's the help? I think they're canoodling in the below deck. Oh, good lord.
We'll keep the below decks below deck.
Yeah, that's right.
So you took the Navy and turned it into a occupation.
Yeah, an
You went right
occupation.
into
Yeah,
that.
so when I was in the Navy, I was an engineer. I worked with big power plants, steam plants, and stuff like that. And a friend of mine, when I left college, we met at a local watering hole in my hometown, and he just said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know, man. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing." And he said, "Well, come down to Florida, man. I got a great industry." So he got me down there. I got on a boat, and I started working there. 4 months later, Jen came on as the private chef, and I was the sole engineer. And I don't know, we just kind of hit it off. I was the awkward guy that tried to ask her out, and it wasn't as like cordial as I guess I wanted it to be.
You did
was
bow and
definitely-
curtsy.
Yeah, I just kind of.
My fair lady,
No,
Yeah.
it was not like that.
I kind of just.
I observed you from across the room. Found your eyes to be moons above horizons of
I
cheeks.
honestly should, man. You got a book?
It's coming out.
I kind of just walked up one day when we were coming back from an owner's trip, and I was just like, "We're going out when we get back."
Whoa!
So it was kind of
The
like,
direct approach.
yeah. And she was like, "Well, okay." And
Well, you started out by saying, you need a real man. And I was like, okay. I don't know. I don't think you're it.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
I guess I did say that.
Said that.
Woo, he was rough around the edges, huh?
I was not gracious about anything. I think the funniest thing about our first date was the fact that I was ready to go in my awesome jeans, t-shirt, and ball cap.
There you
My
go.
Chucks. I thought I was looking sharp, and she came out in this gorgeous dress and these heels,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, life is all right. We're good. We're gonna look good. And she's looking at me going, "That's what you're taking. That's what you're wearing on our date." And I was like,
Ooh.
"This is me." And it was after that night that I realized it's time to kind of grow up, get out of my 18-year-old stage, start getting into the manly part. It was kind of a battle though.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to, and then I started realizing I feel better when I feel more grown up. So, needless to say, my style has changed a little.
Well, that's good.
Maybe
That's
not.
good. Maybe it's good that
That's
she
okay.
took him off the market.
Not today.
Yeah, it's probably better for everyone else.
Safer, certainly.
I'm an engineer. You don't see us anywhere.
You know, it's that's so funny. Sophia's an engineer, and she's super awkward. She has learned how to people, kind of how you've guided him and
Right.
taught him how to people. She has learned how to people, and now you can't tell her from anybody else, other than you're a beautiful babe. I love you. But beyond that, it's funny how the analytic types are very direct and very forward, and think almost like a technical manual in a sense. Follow the flow chart,
Yeah.
right? Want date, ask out.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I was like the whole time I was going to her to ask her out, I was literally thinking of like on my EOS status in the my emergency operating sequence system, and I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna walk up to her, then I'm gonna look at her, then I'm gonna ask her out, and then we're gonna go out, and everything's gonna be good.
It
Yeah,
wasn't quite
You
like
followed
that.
the field manual.
I did.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I
The
mean,
manual.
they told us in the service, you can't go wrong with this.
That's right.
If you follow it like this, you'll always succeed. And even if it doesn't work out, you always have a way to say, this was my excuse,
Yes.
I followed it to the
I
T.
followed it.
and you cannot get on to
It
me
was
or
a dead
tell my
end.
case.
It's not up to me.
Sorry, that's
Follow
just,
the manual.
that's how God wanted it. So, needless to say, our first date was a little rough.
Oh.
But I think it was salvaged because we ended up.
Obviously.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, and then like the next thing was I started thinking, well, where do I take her? I don't even know what I'm doing on this
You
date.
didn't plan anything.
So I just kind
That's
of.
a pretty typical guy move.
So I was just gonna kind of go with it and go, well, maybe there'll be a baseball game here in town.
Right.
And there wasn't that. Obviously, the day that I was taking her on a date, there wasn't one.
So she's in this elegant dress.
Right.
You're dressed like a vagabond, and you're playing this baseball game.
Yeah, but
It must be the smile, right? It must be the smile.
Yeah. The charm, the silly charm.
Thankfully,
Oh, this is cute.
yeah. Thankfully, the military teaches us how to overcome, adapt.
Adapt and overcome.
Adapt and overcome, improvise. So I walked us around a little bit until I found a really nice restaurant, and I was like, okay, look, stop messing around.
Yeah.
She's already dressed up looking the best that any girl could look on this street right now.
Right.
And we're going to do fancy instead of baseball. So
Smart.
we went from baseball to a really great dinner right on this really busy part of Newport, Rhode Island. And we had an awesome, it was a really good dinner. We had a really good night that night. We talked, and I think we had steak.
I don't remember.
I think you had a steak. You had a steak
It was
with
nice,
the
though.
frites. And I think I had clams.
Steak fritters.
Yeah. But it was good. And then it just kind of kept blossoming somehow. Which I kept questioning every day, like, how is this even happening with me?
Yeah. It's funny. It's a Tai Chi principle at work here. The more adaptable you are to a situation, the more you try to control a situation. Even if you like take it to a grand scale. People that arrive with these clear-cut visions of what society should be like tend to make a big mess of things.
Yeah.
And it's the chaotic sort of versions of society that actually end up working.
Yeah.
Like democracy. It should not work on paper. It really shouldn't work on paper.
No.
Hey, everybody's going to get a say. Have you met these people? And I find a lot of relationships blossom that way. You know, it starts off rocky or something's not, but there's this underlying gelling factor to whatever's going on. You can't quite put your finger on it. And if you just cultivate it, ta-da, now you're in business together with
That's
two
right.
dogs and
3
big
dogs.
fish. 3 dogs.
Well,
3
this one's
dogs.
actually my sister's.
Oh,
So he's my nephew, but
you've been subcontracted. Oh.
And
Don't
you're
tell my
helping to
sister
save the world
Are you
by
getting
taking the
union
waste
rate?
and making it into a
it's
valuable
created
product.
dehydrated
Yeah.
chicken
Which
feed.
is a great thing.
It's his
Very good.
favorite.
Honestly, I think our partnership in this thing has worked out really great, to be
Yeah.
honest. I don't think anyone can. I mean, I know they have classes for business and learning,
Yeah.
and that's great. But I feel like business is something that you just learn on the
Through
road
experience.
and experience. You're not going to get better than that.
Right.
But I think the partnership between her and I in this business has worked out really great because here she is, a perfectly well-trained chef that does amazing stuff with not just pastry but culinary,
Mhm.
and and she's able to come up with these ideas, and she knows how to make it work, And that impresses me so much about her, and that's what makes me love her even more. But then she helps me bring out qualities that I just didn't think I could do until I started doing it. And so I started rigging things up.
Yeah, a chef needs an engineer.
Apparently.
Because
No.
kitchen things don't work and they break, and you need to think of a better way. He's come in very handy.
Oh yeah.
He didn't want to be the engineer in the
No.
beginning. He was a little bit like resistant to being put to work, but now he loves it. Like he loves knowing that he's made the business further because of his ingenuity. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, engineers are always handy to have in your back pocket.
Yeah.
They're always there.
He hooked up our dehydrators in our basement so that they ventilate out through our chimney, which is really great because before him, my neighbors thought there was a dead animal because of the smell of the salmon skins.
Oh,
I
bet.
moved the dehydrator to my back porch because
See,
it was
I've been
just
avoiding
awful.
that question the whole time
Yeah.
because this has
Yeah.
got to be a stinky operation in the beginning.
Oh, it was
It can
terrible
get
before
some
I got
bad. It can
pregnant.
get pretty strong, I'll say.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say it's bad and rotting. It's just,
It's just
When you have
pungent.
lots of fish,
Yeah.
then it could be a
You don't
lot
want your
of.
house to smell like that.
Overwhelming.
Right.
I mean, if
So
it
you
was,
hooked up the ducts and the vents.
yeah, I did it. I took the dehydrator that she had, and we ended up getting another one, and then a year later we got another one, and it just kind of dawned on me. It was fun because I went up with her for the first time to upstate New York to get the skins, and we're sitting there, and she's telling the story to the fish cleaning station. It's like, oh, it reeks it stinks up my whole block, and people just, her sister's coming home from work. She's like, I can smell it a block and a half away, and it just hit me, and I was like, oh, well, wait a minute. I was like, I can fix your problem, and she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, we just ventilated to the roof line.
Right.
And she's like, that's it? And I was like, yeah, we'll do that.
You could do
Up,
that?
up and
Yeah.
away. So once you dehydrate it, it no longer smells.
No.
That went up.
Yeah.
It smells
So
good.
the way the ventilation system's set up is I've got everything attached to the dehydrator where it ventilates out into ducts, and everything just attached to it. Oh yeah,
Watch
tough
dog.
guy.
Yeah, there was-
He's all bark.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Brave.
But he's vicious,
The brave's
very
guy.
vicious.
Yeah.
He still has his canine.
Very vicious.
Good job.
I know,
In the
but
box.
we do have a chicken. coop.
Darren, you want a chicken foot?
Very vicious.
So you make chicken feet.
Oh yeah, we actually
You actually use
Let's do the
feet.
stuff.
We brought a whole this is our wholesale display that we bring to merchants that want to sell our stuff. And
Okay.
one of the people that we work with are the chicken feet. So
Oh,
we have
man.
a poultry farm.
Those are big chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought they were turkey at first.
Yeah, I would say.
But
You can make jewelry out of these, you know.
really?
Well,
Oh yeah.
One of our
What's it
friends-
called down in Haiti? I think they wear these to keep the bad people at bay.
One of our friends actually uses animal bones to make jewelry.
Well.
She's, helping to reduce waste in a way as well.
So you just dehydrate that and then now it's edible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still considered a raw diet because it's just dehydrated. We just separate the moisture from everything. But it's completely 100% digestible. It's completely good for them.
Fingernails and everything?
Everything. They can eat the
The
fingernails,
whole thing.
the bone, the fingers,
Fingernails.
Wow.
the little claws. They can eat the whole thing, and it goes into little chunks. And so it's easier to digest.
Gotcha.
We've actually had customers question the idea of chicken bones because one of the things is chicken bones can be very dangerous and
Yes.
to a dog, even fatal.
Yeah.
Because cooked chicken, when you cook it, it actually takes the bone and it makes it hard, and it will turn and hollow out. And so when they chew through the bone, it'll splinter.
Right.
And then
Trapped in their throat.
Yeah, and it'll cut up their
Right.
intestines.
Never give a dog chicken bone.
Don't ever give a dog a
Okay.
cooked chicken bone.
You can see
Dehydrated.
inside here, it's not splintering, it just crushes up
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
into little
Looks
pieces.
quite tasty.
Oh, cool.
So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And I will
Cheers, Darren.
admit, I have tried the chicken.
You have
He
tried
did
chicken.
on a
I-
dare. It was so weird.
Took a bite of
It is-
it.
A drunken dare?
I wasn't that anymore.
No, it was like, we're listening
Some
to
beer
we're
involved.
listening to a live jazz band
Yeah.
and having a business meeting,
I had a drink.
and he decided
You
to
just didn't
bite
eat
the
the whole
toe
thing.
off
though.
of a chicken.
No, just a
Just a
toe.
toe.
Just a toe. But I think the reason I did it is because I want to show to people that you can eat these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You know, we've had people come to us and say, chicken feet. I grew up eating chicken feet. And I'm like,
Yeah.
good for you. Good.
Chicken necks and chicken feet. Now,
That's
do you
right.
use the necks too?
Yeah.
When we can get 'em,
When we
so-
can get them.
Yeah, most of the time, the farms that are raising chicken will put the necks with the chickens when they sell
Sure,
them to
they eat them.
their clients, but
That's a
occasionally they give us a
delicacy.
batch. Yep, so we
Yeah.
dehydrate those as well.
Feet and the necks.
And we got lots of bits in here.
Or
But yeah.
What else we got that's exotic?
So here's the
Here's the,
beef heart and tongue.
Beef
Tongue jerky,
heart.
heart jerky.
Tongue jerky.
Here's liver. And here's
Our pumpkin seeds, these are cool.
These are an interesting one because
Yeah.
we've never seen it and we've been getting a lot of positive feedback for the pumpkin seeds.
I would
You
eat
said
them.
positive
Not today though.
feedback.
I guess it did say positive.
Positive feedback.
Positive.
So our pumpkin seeds.
It's more good upbringing.
The seeds are great. They're great for training. It's covered in a pureed liver and egg white, and we roast it to a hard candy shell.
Right.
And it's great because it's a high fiber treat for the dog, which is great for their digestive system. And it's great for you because it doesn't leave a mess of crumbs in your pocket when you're walking around.
Right.
So, and we've found out in our research that pumpkin seeds can even act as a natural dog dewormer.
Really?
Not just for dogs, but all animals.
Well, yeah, any animal for one.
Because of the high fiber content.
Exactly. So this is just one of the products that we use for our pumpkins.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
we've got our gluten-free bones, there's three different
Gluten-free for the
flavors.
dog.
Yep.
These are
my
dehydrated,
friend,
so you can
has
eat it
got
without
none.
flavor.
They're baked, there's no
They're baked.
actual bone in it,
Oh,
it's just
yeah,
shaped
it's
like a bone. And these are our beer bones made with the spent grains.
Look like granola bars.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Yeah. So they even have a date, so they won't.
Yeah, we like to say 6 months shelf life, but
Spelled the fancy way.
we do bake everything
B-I-T-R.
dry and
German.
dehydrate it.
Das Deutsche Wein.
Yeah.
Oh, you were over there for a while.
Jawohl,
Yeah.
ich wurde Deutschland für 3 Jahre.
And we have our
Darmstadt.
newest item, we're really excited about this one. Our newest item in jars is canned, and we just started working with,
Ah,
we just started working with
much
a
darker,
local
much
butcher
more
shop
rich.
Yeah.
over by our house in Chestnut Hill. And when they get their fresh salmon in, they trim it, and they try to sell the belly meat, which is one of the things the fish cleaning stations throw away. But when they don't sell the belly meat, they had been throwing it away at the end of the day. But when I walked in there one day to ask them if they ever have fish skins I can use, they said, "Do you want the salmon belly?" We throw it away every day. So yeah, I started canning this for dogs.
Yep.
So you would put that in their dish with their food?
Yeah,
It's
you
another
can
food
just,
additive, yeah.
top their
Flavoring.
food with it.
Yep.
Because it's dehydrated, it lasts
Forever.
forever.
Yeah.
Right?
As long as you're not putting it in a sunny place where it might get condensation in the
direct
package,
Gotcha.
heat.
it's gonna last and last and last. Like we say room temperature in the cabinet where you put the dog food
Right.
is the best place to keep it.
And we put the date on it because we're saying, in 6 months you're getting the peak freshness.
Yeah.
Because it was just made, and then,
Yeah.
but even after the date, it's still fine.
Still has,
Right.
there's really no expiration date.
There really is.
Unless it's grown legs and
Dehydrated.
running around,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I mean, and
No issues.
and,
At
and,
which point,
and that's why we say, keep it in a room temperature, not direct sunlight, not
Yeah.
high heat, because once it starts building moisture, then you're running the risk of it going bad.
Like
That's
any
it.
food.
Yeah.
Any food, yeah. So, but other than that, it's really great. Here's a sample of our salmon sprinkle.
yeah.
This is the powdered salmon skin. We mince into a powder, and we get a lot of positive feedback.
Oh, I
with it.
bet you my cat would love this.
Oh,
Sure.
absolutely.
This toothless.
So do you grind it up? You
Oh,
have
you
like
should
a,
bring that.
a food processor?
We have a
or-
Vitamix,
Vitamix
Vitamix.
blender,
and
those are the
we
best.
just tear it up.
It's like industrial strength.
Superpower blender. We started doing the same thing with the bits that are in the bottom of our bins that we store our jerky meats in.
Yeah.
So anytime there's little crumbs that are too small to package and sell as a treat, we put them in the Vitamix, make them into a powder, and now we've got a jerky sprinkle too.
Oh, wow.
So it's great. I mean, for older dogs who don't want to eat, they're just not motivated anymore, the sprinkles are great. The salmon belly in the jar is really great. It's, when you open this jar, seriously, this is one of my favorite things we make. I know it's creepy looking, but it's so great.
smells
You open the
delicious.
jar up and you want to make yourself some salmon for dinner because it
Right.
just smells like freshly cooked salmon. And I know it's a little creepy looking, but look at all the natural oil in there, fish oil.
Yeah.
So good
Fish
for
oil.
them.
That's all fish
Yeah,
fat.
so good for them.
Again, hey,
Well, it does work.
Hey, that's why
Good.
they have
Yeah,
shiny
fish oil's
coats,
good.
healthy eyes.
we have our other dog, Atlas. He's a big Rottweiler, about 95 pounds.
No, he's a big boy.
So he's not too bad on size, but when he first came with me, his fur was very coarse and kind of grungy looking.
Yeah.
He looked like he was just always dirty.
Yeah.
Even though he had a bath.
And on top of the food that we feed our dogs, we give him this salmon all the time, and we get compliments all the time on his coat now.
Oh, he
Like
looks
it's
gorgeous.
so shiny,
Yeah.
a nice black shine, and he just looks great.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, that's again, we're going back to our idea of waste. We find ways to use every bit of our product. So the dust from the jerky in our boxes, there's no reason to throw it away. So you just package it up and you promote it to the people that it would work best. You know, I have an old dog that has no teeth, or I have a cat that doesn't like big chunks or doesn't have teeth.
Doesn't have any teeth.
And
Because it's a failure as a cat.
and these treats, they can eat it, and it's great. And
Even our jerkies, like, they're different than normal pet treats that are jerkies. So usually when you're buying a jerky treat for your dogs, they're like these huge slabs of meat, which is like chicken breast, you know, or sirloin meat. And that's not what we do. We're taking the heart, the tongue, the liver. We do kidney occasionally. We slice them really, really thin so they can easily be broken small. For dogs or cats who have difficulty eating, so for the older pets or pets with missing teeth, and also for training. So it's really easy to snap a little piece off during training. I would like to think that our stuff's a little different.
How much, the amount of research that you guys must have done to kick this off has to be immense.
It's been over a lot of
It
years.
sounds like
Yeah.
you should have majored in like veterinary school or something.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a vet.
Oh, really?
And then I found out that you have to give shots to animals,
Yeah.
and I decided I would
You
never
would
be
just
able to
date
do
one
that.
instead.
Yeah, that's right.
she got it, I'll tell you.
Right.
So now you can use those veterinary skills with this to promote health of animals.
Yeah.
So that's
That's a fantastic idea.
I mean, she had all of this. This is her brainchild, you know.
Yeah.
And I like to just think that I'm just the third arm, you know, on that extra hand.
He does everything I ask him to.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
That is the key to
Yeah.
a good relationship.
Yeah, sure.
Just
There's
do
only a
whatever you're
couple
told.
things he doesn't really do, which is fine.
And smile.
But yeah,
I'm learning very hard that concept, but it's getting through a
Yeah,
little.
Yeah, it
Sip it
does.
in.
There's something to that.
So,
That's fantastic.
yeah.
it's been good.
That is good stuff. All right, well, I know what I want to see.
Hey, you guys want to do some tricks?
Oh, yeah.
You guys want to do tricks? Let me see your chicken foot.
This is the one that makes this go viral.
Yep.
I have a feeling
Let's
Cheatcast is
see.
about to become a lot more popular.
It's
than-
about to
Oh,
blow up.
absolutely.
I
This is a boost. This is a boost.
You guys ready?
If nothing else, I mean, to help you guys in your mission.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we,
Well, to promote, this is a good idea. It helps the environment, it's sustainable.
and we like to actually do this trick at some of the events because it is a showstopper. Like, it brings the crowd in. And what I like to joke with the customers and be like, if you want your dogs to do things like this, our treats to make it.
Ah,
So,
that is
yeah,
It
fantastic.
increases their athletic and their brain, so
That is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Darwin.
back up a little bit.
We'll get out of the way here.
All right, you
How do you want
guys.
to do it?
Okay.
You ready? Want to do tricks? Okay. Darwin, here. Piggyback.
Oh,
Wow.
look at that.
Can you say?
Exceptional.
Good
Look
job.
at that.
All right.
That is fantastic.
Want to do it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's,
Again?
let's get it a little closer
Next
here.
angle.
Let's
Here we
fix
go.
it. Here we go.
There we go.
Right here.
All right, Darwin, you ready?
Just the pups.
Here,
Just the
Darwin, come.
pups.
Piggyback.
I'm doing it, human. I'm doing it.
Good job.
What
That's
boy?
That is fantastic.
Great.
I know.
I know.
It's amazing. I've never seen anything like that before.
No, this is
Absolutely
Good
not.
job.
My goodness.
Good job.
That is fantastic. That'll pack them.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is kind of how the dogs react when they go to our table. When we give the sample out and the dogs eat it, they're like, that was amazing.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
want more. Mom, Dad, give me what I want.
I want a dog like that.
Good boy. Dance.
wow.
Good boy. And it's all because of Darwin. He wanted to be a circus dog when he grew up.
Oh.
So he landed on candy one day when he was flying through the air, and that's how Piggyback Trick was born.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Yes.
So, yep. Yeah, that's
Do
it.
you think you can duplicate this trick with another set of dogs?
You know, I would love to be able to. I'm trying really hard to train my cat to sit on Candy's back,
Good luck with
but
that.
he doesn't grip the way that Darwin
You
grips.
just kind
Right.
of
He just flops off of her. If another small dog came into our lives that met Candy and that was around her long enough, consistently, to practice, I
Yeah.
think we could probably do it.
That's fantastic.
And
Yeah.
you know, even the harder treats that we do have, they actually can work for dogs with missing teeth and stuff. So like poor Darwin here, he had a few teeth pulled out, and he's got a lot more gums than Canine, but he still has some good teeth that he uses, and he literally eats through a chicken foot, no problem. Like he just
See, he was
Dead dog.
going
Yeah.
to town there.
Dead dog.
I'm dead.
dead dog.
Die.
I'm dead.
Dead dog. Dead
I'm back. I'm back. I'm dead. I'm back.
Oh, you bad boy. He's too cute. Alright, what do you guys want to do now?
Call me Lazarus.
You want to do it again just so people can see, or you want to sit pretty?
Sit pretty.
Sit.
You want to come around here and do it?
Here. Sit. Sit pretty. Sit cute. Good job.
Now, if we had Atlas here, we'd have him do the sit pretty, which he
Yeah.
does flawlessly.
Oh yeah.
And then we take it to the next level and have him do another trick called Big Bear.
Alright.
Oh
Where
no.
he'll actually just stand up
Here.
and he actually like holds it.
No.
So
On 2
That's
feet.
fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, on his
There it
on his
is.
hind legs. So that's always a
Beautiful.
fun one too. But the piggyback trick is the trick.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
That's your logo right there.
Careful.
Oh yeah, yeah, and people love it when they find out that the logo's a real
Yeah.
thing. That just makes people love us even
Oh,
more.
Yeah,
absolutely.
they love it.
I think the idea of Piggyback Treats is like one of the cool things about Piggyback Treats is there's such originality to every aspect of the company.
Yeah.
The logo, the name, the treats, the dogs, the people. Like you don't see that a lot.
Right.
And to get you to the breweries, how about distilleries? I mean, we have some right here in Bristol. They have grain.
We
I'm
haven't checked
sure.
in with distiller. Well, we talked with
We
one
talked
once,
to a
but
couple.
we don't really know enough about the process.
There's a veteran distiller that we met at Reading Terminal Market, which there's a store there that actually holds our product, the PA General Store.
Okay.
But we met a distillery there, and it's a veteran-owned distillery. And we talked to them, and they said we haven't had a chance to get out there to do a tour of the place, but we wouldn't mind going out and working with people that have distilleries. So it's definitely on our list of things.
Sure.
The possibilities are endless with this company, and someone asked us here recently, what is the risk of this company failing? And what could happen that would make this company fail? Like the economy going tanking. They're saying the honest truth is the only way this company is going to fail is if Jen and I just stop working. Like that's the only way. It's pretty airtight.
You see the reaction from people on
Right.
the street, and they love it, and it's just a wonderful program.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So and just every aspect is great. We're reducing waste. We're providing a sustainably healthy treat for your pet, and
We get to bring our dogs to work with
we
us.
get to bring our dogs to work
Which
with
is
us.
one of the main selling points on me
That's
starting
always
a dog
fun.
treats business in the beginning.
They're the employees.
Yes, that's right.
And then, and then we're also helping out our community. We're helping out our fellow entrepreneurs and small businesses
Yeah.
because, everybody has their struggles in a company, and money always gets lost or is wasted in some way, and Piggyback Treats has become that solution to help them out.
Good.
Right, you guys are the solution.
Solution to a
yeah,
problem.
Yes,
That is fantastic.
to many problems.
Oh, now you're just showing off.
If only
tell
we
these
could
guys
rip on
like
and
their
ride her.
They like what they do.
Oh, they
love it.
love
Oh my
it.
goodness.
They do tricks and eat.
Well,
You
Candy's
should
not
see.
really doing anything. He's
Right.
just getting
Yeah,
the treats.
She doesn't get enough credit. We've tried to get Darwin to piggyback on the Rottweiler,
Yeah.
Atlas. He's not going for it. So Candy's a really good. She's very
She's good.
patient.
That's it.
He digs in with his claws and she doesn't flinch.
Wow.
She just holds steady. Right,
Yeah,
girl?
I would think they were just doing a balancing act there, old Darwin.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Darwin, huh?
All right, so final push, guys. What do we have? Come buy our stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Support our Kickstarter.
Yeah.
If you can't financially, just share it.
Just share it.
Just share it, because with the way social media works right now, it's really hard to ever see anything
Yeah.
on there. I don't know where the posts are going, but they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
But we just keep sharing. Every post that you see from us, just share it.
Right.
And it helps if you tell people, instead of just sharing, make a comment like, look at what this company's doing, or they're doing great things. And then people will be more inclined to watch it. If it's just a post shared without a comment, they'll probably just scroll past.
It's true.
So sharing is great. If you are able to contribute, even better. We love that. It's the highlight of our day when we see a post come up saying that someone's contributed. It's really exciting.
You have a backer.
Yeah. A couple more days and we'll be halfway through, and we're we're close to a quarter way to our goal.
Okay.
So we're behind right now. Hey, Darren, come. Boy.
Yeah, like she said, if you, at the very least, just if you see our post, go on, check out the post, leave a really awesome comment. There's something that's genuine that you're excited about, and definitely check out the website as well with our along with our Kickstarter. We have calendars that show the events that we're at, stores that you can find our product. There is an online store that people can order and buy directly from us. We
fantastic.
will deliver in the city of Philadelphia,
Drive it right to you.
and we also ship outside the state. So definitely look at what we have, and come meet us. We have a good time at our booth.
Piggyback.com?
Piggybacktreats.com.
Piggybacktreats.com is the
Is it
website.
Piggyback Treats Company?
Piggybacktreats.com.
Yep, piggybacktreats.com. So
Okay.
sorry, but yeah, piggybacktreats.com.
I'll edit that in post.
But yeah, come hang out with us. Come meet us. We love
Meeting
having
people.
the people come out and knowing who we are and what we do. And yeah.
Well, thank you guys for spending time with us, showing us a great program, a great product, and great actors.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
It's an
It's really
absolute
nice.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure to have you guys.
We were really excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, wow, we're going to be on a podcast. People are going to
Yeah.
see us.
I told the dogs they were going to be famous, so.
That's right. They just want the treats. They do it all for the
That's right.
treats.
I was breathing on the drive over here thinking, man, we're going to be on people are going to see us finally.
Yeah.
And I hope I don't, have something hanging on my nose.
Listen, that'll go viral too. No such thing as bad press. So we're learning. In the current events these days. Good.
Oh.
All right. Well, thank you again. Absolute
Marcus.
pleasure to
Thank
have
you
you.
so
Great to
much.
meet you.
Yeah, nice
Definitely
to meet
nice to
you.
meet you.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
It was nice to meet you.
you.
Thank you very much for having us here.
Glad to hear about all this wonderful things you're doing.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
This was the
Lots in
easiest
the
cheat
works.
cast ever. We didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Just let them talk. We should do that more often.
Oh,
I'll just sit back, drink my water, and get high on Advil pumping science.
Well, we get to promote a good product
Yeah.
and put it out there, which is great.
Well, I mean, that's it. You're working with nature, you're working with the cycle, and you're finding your niche.
Yeah.
And that, man, if everybody could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
And bring your dog with you. I mean,
Yeah.
how great is that?
Yeah, the way you just said it, it kind of made me realize it's kind of nice because it is working with nature and the
Yeah,
natural flow
yeah.
of things, and it's allowing the human race to kind of come back to the idea of
Yeah,
nature,
something that
Yeah.
we've lost sight of,
Yeah.
especially in the last 150
The
years.
farms need it. Need
Yes. Yes.
Especially in a time of like now with the economy the way it is, the blue collar farmers and small business owners, they struggle the hardest, and we know just as well as they do because we're going through those struggles,
Yeah.
and so
You're feeling it with them.
we feel it with them. We know how it is, and to be able to walk in and say, you know what, we're here to help.
And you can't outsource salmon to China.
Nope.
Right. Yeah.
Homegrown right here in the USA.
That's right.
Yeah, so definitely check us out. Keep an eye out for the updates. We're planning on doing some videos of us actually collecting the buckets,
Cool.
Yep, in the next
That'll be
couple of
fun.
days.
bringing stuff
We'll be at
with
the
us.
we'll be at the cleaning stations. We'll show you the fishing in the river.
Yeah.
We'll talk to some fishermen too.
That's
And
fantastic.
that'll give
Good.
the viewers a good reality and an idea of like, this is how much we're actually saving. This is how much is being thrown away, and they'll be able to go, wow, it's real.
Awesome.
It's
So
a
we have a-
solution we're looking for.
Yeah. We have a Facebook page. It's Piggyback Treats Company.
Yep.
And we have an Instagram page, Piggyback Treats Company, and we have Twitter. It's just Piggyback Treats on Twitter. And we're really looking forward to meeting anybody who's watching this.
Awesome.
And we want to see you all.
Awesome. I'll
so.
put all your links in the
Absolutely.
description to all the videos. Probably make about 3 out of this, including the entire podcast. And then, that's fun. I wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
In
so
this and
much.
all your endeavors.
Yes.
Just keep them nice and fluffy.
They will be.
Nice and fluffy. All right, good stuff. End of the cheat cast, yeah?
Awesome.
Good stuff, man. All right. We'll call it.